We have a strong start for Kosovo-Albania relations, something like we've never seen before. We want to move forward together in the 21st century. Relations between Albania and Kosovo are excellent. Meta comments that Kurti's government has all the opportunities to be a positive example of good governance in the region. Albin Kurti cancels the meeting with Tirana Mayor Erion Viliaj, where he was to receive the key to Tirana, and instead meets with Italian Foreign Minister Luigi Di Maio. It's 6 o'clock on Tuesday, the 11th of February 2020. Good evening and thank you for tuning in to the English edition of Ora News. My name is Christopher, bringing you the only update of the local Albanian news translated into English. Tonight, Albin Kurti seems strongly attached to the symbolism of assuming office just a week after his position in Kosovo's prime minister. Like its predecessor, Kurti followed the tradition of choosing Albania for the first trip abroad. From Tirana, he spoke of a strong start in strengthening relations between Kosovo and Albania at an unprecedented level. It has been 1 week since I took office as Prime Minister of Kosovo. The first place I visited as Prime Minister outside Pristina was Prekazi, the birthplace of our war hero Adem Jashari. The first city I visited was outside of Pristina was Mitrovica, and the first country to, of course, done was Albania. I thank you for your cordial hospitality and constructive conversation. In this third decade of the 21st century, we have a strong start for Kosovo-Albania cooperation that has never been anything like before between our two countries. Kosovo and Albania are a priority for each other. We have agreed to form an interstate commission consisting of ministers and MPs to implement the 77 agreements that have been signed, but also to add new ones. We want to increase cooperation and coordination by deepening support and expanding it. I thank the Republic of Albania for unwavering support, as Kosovo would not succeed in the war against Serbia, nor in peace without Albania. We will never forget this, and we want to move together quickly and forcefully in the 21st century. In particular, we want to cooperate economically in all the areas of production, education, security, and foreign policy. These are areas we have the same preoccupations, and our Western partners are allies as the same, said Prime Minister Albin Kurti. Prime Minister Rama also underlined the need for a new stimulus and pace in relations between the two countries. It is true that we need to operate at a new pace. Albin calls it a new beginning, but although he is new in office, a new rhythm is necessary. We have a lot of agreements, but some of them have been doing well, others not doing so well, but we believe the Intergovernmental Commission will enable the two governments to meet, not just to sign new agreements, but to see the progress of existing agreements and give us both the opportunity to follow and push in the right direction. At these points is where the Commission will find that there is a need to exercise governing will. The Prime Minister of Kosovo was in Tirana today during his first official visit a week after taking his office. In this third decade of the 21st century, we have a strong commencement of Kosovo-Albanian cooperation that has never existed between our two countries before, underlined Prime Minister Kurti at the joint conference with Prime Minister Edi Rama. But while the two ministers emphasized the strengthening of the cooperation with the realization of the 77 agreements signed and further deepening, the first divergences were noticed by the Balkan mini-Schengen. Will Kosovo participate in the next Balkans Schengen meeting? This was the first meeting here, and we will address many more topics in the future. This was a topic we dealt with briefly, as our first meeting was more concerning the Albanian macro Schengen than the Balkan mini Schengen, said Prime Minister Albin Kurti. At this point, we have a topic to move forward with. There is no Albanian Schengen agreement without the Balkan Schengen. The Albanian macro Schengen is closely linked to the regional Schengen, replied Rama. The President of the Republic, Ilir Meta, hosted today the Prime Minister of the Republic of Kosovo, Albin Kurti. After congratulating him on assuming the Prime Minister's post and good wishes for the benefit of Kosovo, its people, and our European future, President Meta told Prime Minister Kurti that his government has all the opportunities to be a positive example of good governance in our region. The head of state assessed that relations between Albania and Kosovo are excellent. Cooperation between the two countries is considered strategic, stabilizing for the region and orienting the Euro-Atlantic perspective. We must concretize a strategic partnership with Kosovo, making it a model of encouragement for the regional cooperation, said Meta. The head of state and Prime Minister Kurti discussed the intensification of cooperation between the two countries, the EU integration processes of the two countries, as well as the development in the region. President Meta said that Albania supports the normalization of Kosovo-Serbia dialogue for better relations between the two countries. In this context, EU and US efforts to resume dialogue between the Republic of Kosovo and the Republic of Serbia are also welcomed. It is important that all Kosovo's political forces are united around a comprehensive platform in this process, Meta said. President Meta expressed full confidence that Kosovo's institutions will continue to represent Kosovo's best interest in dialogue with Serbia. Meta also encouraged close cooperation with strategic partners, the US, Germany, Great Britain, and other partners which have played a crucial role in Kosovo's independence. The extensive meeting with Prime Minister Edi Rama, beyond what was foreseen for the agenda, forced Prime Minister of Kosovo Albin Kurti to cancel the meeting with the mayor of Tirana, Erion Veliaj, where he would receive the key to Tirana. Kurti was required to return to the schedule set by Pristina to host the Italian foreign minister, choosing between the last two meetings on the agenda. Between Veliaj and Basha, he chose the latter. After the meeting at the Blue Quarter headquarters, he said in a statement for the media, "I had a cordial and constructive meeting with the DP chairman, with the opposition leader, Mr. Lujin Basha. An opposition position on both sides of the border, the assembly and the government will work together so that Kosovo and Albania are at the same level of duty, not only official, but also historic for our citizens, who, as they know, are in the worst poverty and have the highest unemployment in the region. Therefore, it is our obligation as politicians, wherever we are and at all times, to serve the citizens of Kosovo and Albania, to promote their dignity and well-being," stated Prime Minister Albin Kurti. "I would like to thank the Prime Minister of Kosovo for visiting the Democratic Party headquarters. I assured him that the priorities of cooperation with the Republic of Kosovo for the Democratic Party and the United Opposition are clear, and we will do everything to help free trade, economic integration of Albanians in Albania and Kosovo, give employment opportunities to our citizens, and especially to youth, to stop the depopulation that is a direct product of corruption and the capture of the state by organized crime," said the head of DP, Lujin Basha. U.S. envoy Matthew Palmer fears postponing this aspiration will strengthen Russian influence in the Western Balkans. The United States hopes that by March, Albania and Northern Macedonia will begin accession negotiations with the European Union. Western Balkans Special Envoy Matthew Palmer told Radio Free Europe that it would send a positive signal to the entire region. "We think that both countries qualify on merit. We think that this is an important signal that should be sent to the region. We think it is essential that both Northern Macedonia and Albania have a clear European path and perspective." Palmer said the U.S. has a vision for the Western Balkans, with neighboring states fully integrated into the family of European nations. According to the U.S. official, another disappointment, like the one in October, would pave the way for Russian influence in the region, which would produce a more divisive region. "We are concerned about Russia's intention and the malign activities of the state in relation to the Western Balkans. Russia prefers a divided, contradictory, suspicious, and somewhat chaotic region where the Russians can raise and lower tensions with leverage. Europe's leaders have reiterated the geopolitical importance of bringing Albania and Northern Macedonia closer to the EU in recent weeks, with a summit on this issue expected in Brussels on March 26th to March 27th. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join us again every Monday through Friday and Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Ora News, thank you and good night.